Hey girl! Welcome back to the Bliss Code Podcast, your weekly dose of self-mastery. I'm your host, Jamie Drew, founder of the Bliss Code, the 8-step formula to help you elevate to your next level. Join me as I explore the unboring side of personal development. We'll talk about everything from mindset hacks to manifestation and, of course, main character energy. So girl, are you coming or what? Hey girl, so I am cleaning up my house, so you know I'm sitting here having these clean up the house thoughts. And I said, you know what? I want to talk to them about boundaries, but not just boundaries, big girl panties and boundaries, because lately I've been wearing a lot of big girl panties, okay? And in true big girl fashion, I want my round of applause. Somebody clap for me because I've been being a big girl and I've been drawing my boundaries, honey, and I have been sticking to it. And let me tell you, I've never felt better. I've never felt more in my worth. I've never felt more personally elevated. I am in my shine time right now, okay? And I'm telling you, if you put on your big girl panties and if you create boundaries around things that don't resonate with you, you will win this year and beyond. So let's break this down a little bit. What are big girl panties? So some of you know and some of you don't that big girl panties are, well, just imagine you being a little girl, right? And you needing to get the courage to accomplish something. And so your mom comes up to you and says, come on, don't be afraid because you're a big girl, right? So come on, let's put on your big girl panties. Let's put on your big girl shirt. Let's be a big girl today, right? And you get all riled up, you get all excited, and you're like, yes, I have the confidence now because mommy said I was a big girl, right? Well, let's take that same youthful energy and apply it to our lives, meaning let's start doing the things that we're afraid to do. Do whatever you need to do that thing that you've been afraid to do for so long. That's actually a part of your limiting beliefs and is putting unnecessary boundaries on you and your growth, right? So think back to childhood. What would it take for mommy to get you all excited? All having the courage to go out and live your best life, right? And you know, you always ended up having a great time. It always ended up great, right? When mommy told you to put your big girl panties on, right? Or when she told you to, to put on the full armor of confidence, right? That's what that was doing. So I also talk a lot about your look, your persona matching the level that you want to be, where you're trying to go, who it is that you're trying to manifest, the life that you are calling in for yourself, to be her, dress like her, act like her, put on her full embodiment, right? And what better way to put on her full embodiment, to envision this, than to think, I'm going to put on my big girl panties, right? So metaphorically, this is what we're talking about by saying, put your big girl panties on, because it's like, it's time to do what a grown woman does. It is time to get the confidence to level up from whatever it is that you are doing that is bottom rung, right? Okay, girl, now it's time to define boundaries because you and I may have a different perception about what this means. Now, a lot of times when you think about boundaries, you think about blocking things out, blocking people out, or saying no to people. This is boundaries. Yes, it is. But I want you to take it a step further and think of boundaries for yourself. Now, there's good, bad, girl, excuse me. There's good boundaries and there's bad boundaries, right? I had to get that right. It was so much to say. There are good boundaries and there are bad boundaries. Now, bad boundaries, we're not thinking about that right now when we talk about big girl panties and boundaries. Bad boundaries are the boundaries, the limitations, the limiting beliefs that you have for yourself that are holding you back. Okay. So how are you binding yourself? What are you telling yourself that is not serving you? Okay. So we are not talking about those boundaries because right now we're talking about good boundaries, the boundaries that you need to have in order for your best life, your highest personal growth, and to put on along with these big girl panties. So in this case, boundaries for yourself may mean what you are no longer going to do, who you are no longer going to be around, what you are no longer going to eat, what you are no longer going to say, because it's not in alignment with who you are. Future you, would she say that? Would she do that? Would she, think that way, behave that way? So calling in from your future energy, what type of boundaries do you need to place around people, places, and things? You got that? Now, let me give you some examples of how I've been having big girl panties and boundaries. Okay, so sit back and relax. It's story time. So this girl hopped in my DMs saying that she was like a wardrobe stylist or something like that. She was saying that, asking me if I had a stylist for myself or my team. And I was saying, no, I don't. But I wanted to connect with her. I love to connect with other female business owners and other business owners, period, to see what we can learn about each other's businesses, what ways can we help each other, right? So I invited her on a video call with me where, through my site and everything, where we could connect for just, 30 minutes or so or less and talk about her business, talk about, to kind of get to know each other. If you're a business owner, you're very familiar with this. We do it all the time, right, girl? It's coffee chats. I don't drink coffee, but I'm usually drinking tea, and that's usually at the coffee shop too. So I've done it in person, meeting up with other business women in business, and of course done it tons of times virtually because it's so easy to do. So with that in mind, I was thinking, hey, this woman could be a great colleague. She could be potentially a guest on my podcast. Maybe she has a podcast, who knows? And I could be on hers. Just thinking of ways and, decided that's the reason I wanted to connect with her. But things did not go the way I expected because when she hopped on the call late after I sent the link into her DM, and she didn't even ask for it. She didn't even say, hey, where's the link? Da da da. No, I just sent it in there like, hey, is she coming? She hopped in, camera off, okay, a wardrobe stylist, with the camera off, telling me that, oh, she was in the call yesterday, but it's her bad because she knew that was wrong on her calendar and it's actually for today. But it's okay. She's available now. Already the audacity in the call. Okay. But I kept my head held high and kept it moving. Right. So I'm like, great. Tell me about your business. Tell me about you. I'm excited. I want to know. She proceeds to tell me about her business. It's a great business model. She is, doing stylings virtually and sending it to you with like a lookbook with links to where you can go to purchase those things. Great idea, right? So I'm like, wonderful. That is so great. I would love to connect with you on my podcast. Let my audience know about you. I think it's such a great idea. I think women really need that. And I always talk to women about their look and their personal appearance and how it should match up with their highest version of who they are and who they want to be and who they're manifesting in themselves and what they're calling in, right? So it sounded like she didn't like that, okay? Because honey got on that call to make money, I guess. And do you know what she had the audacity to say? She said, "You don't think you need my services?" Oh, 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 girl. I was like, who are you talking to? That's what I was thinking in my head, but I had to digress and say, girl, Jamie, girl, keep your cool. Because first of all, you came to the call late and you came to the call with your camera off and supposed to be a wardrobe stylist at that, okay? And you're saying when I invite you to my podcast or say I want to stay connected, because who knows, I may have wanted to use her in the future for anything. It could have been a photo shoot. I could have wanted to change up my style and needed help. I wanted to stay connected to her. But she was like, "You don't think you need?" I just, like, my ears started ringing right then. Oh my goodness, you don't think. And I can't remember if she exactly said, "You don't think you need my services," or "You don't think you need styling," or whatever it was, but it was, "You don't think you need." So I was pretty appalled, but I was like, "Oh, it's none of my business budget at this time." And, I'm going to send you the link to my podcast and stay connected, girl. And guess what I had to do? I had to block and delete that ass. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Because I'm not going to be following you on your page anymore and looking at you and thinking about you every time you show up in my algorithm. I'm not. Because I'm going to be triggered over again. That's number one. Okay. Number two, you're not going to be absorbing all of my energy. You've already taken energy away from me by coming at me with that sort of audacity, that sort of entitlement, whatever it is that she thought within her personal opinion that I needed a refresh. Mind you, she was rocking some style that I was wearing like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 10, 15 years ago. So it's like, sometimes you're past that or you have a reason for the style that you currently have. Like, currently now I'm minimalistic. I have a capsule wardrobe and I wear the same things over and over and I absolutely love it. So, you know what I'm saying? So, sis didn't even do her research, but we're here to talk about my big girl panties and boundaries, right? And then a little bit because I want you to feel me on this. So, I didn't want to see her all the time. I didn't want to stay connected with her in that way. And I think before, in the mindset that I was in, I would have gone through with it anyway because I was really big on doing what I said I was going to do, keeping my word. You know what I'm saying? And that affects a lot of us women. Like, oh, I have to be a woman of my word. I have to do what I said I was going to do. I have to be a stand-up person. I have to play by the rules. Well, I established my own rules now, and I figure that rule is not a rule that I want to follow. You know, I'm not going to send her the link just because I said I was going to send the link. I'm not going to stay connected just because I said I was going to stay connected. I'm not going to leave her on my page just in case one day she wants to buy something from me or we can make nice. No, I didn't like it, and so I'm drawing boundaries around it. I'm not going to be the one to tell the universe, "Hey universe, I'm willing to accept treatment that I don't like from the gate. And I'm willing to continually put up with it. And not only am I willing to continue to put up with it, but I am willing to help the person out who got on my nerves and offended me and who makes me cringe, and let it live forever and ever on my social platforms." No, I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm not going to be that, playing by the rules, girl. So that was the boundary that I drew. And baby, I'm telling you, it felt so good, and it feels so good hearing the story back and saying, how we always say hindsight is 2020. Yes, I saw the red flags. That person gave me a bad vibe off the jump. We're intuitive, right? Especially women. We're highly intuitive. And so it's like, you felt that bad vibe from the start. And then here we go time later. And guess what? You look back and you say, you know what? I knew I shouldn't, or I knew I shouldn't have. Okay. And I'm just basically fast forwarding that process and drawing the boundary early. So block, delete, big girl panties and boundaries, boo boo. All right, girl, I'm going to help you take it to the next level with some big girl panty affirmations. You ready? Repeat after me. I take time to understand what truly matters to me, setting the stage for where I need boundaries. I clearly define my boundaries, knowing exactly what I am comfortable with and what is off limits. I communicate my boundaries confidently and without the need for justification. I practice saying no because no is a complete sentence and a powerful affirmation of my limits. I start with small boundaries to build confidence, preparing me for bigger challenges and bigger panties. I prioritize self-care, understanding that nurturing myself strengthens my ability to maintain boundaries. When my boundaries are crossed, I assertively reinforce them without escalations. I regularly assess and adjust my boundaries as my needs and relationships evolve. I engage in role play to practice and reinforce my boundary setting skills in a supportive environment. I affirm my right to set boundaries with powerful mantras like, I deserve to assert my needs. Hold up, girl. You know I have announcements. Head on over to theblisscode.net and sign up for our brand new journaling club. You'll get a brand new journal delivered to your door every single month with brand new custom artwork just for you. And if that wasn't enough mindfulness and creativity, I'm even adding a free gift of our premium loose leaf tea to your order. To top it off, I'm giving you daily prompts inside of a private journaling sanctuary. And I'm even giving you a lifetime of discounts only for our journaling club subscribers. So head on over to theblisscode.net and sign up today. This has been another episode of the Bliss Code Podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes. Join us on social media at The Bliss Code and check out our website at theblisscode.net.